Adobe Radio. The future of alternative.
We all know that it's called the bionic, the bomb, the puff, the blow, the black, the herb, the sensi, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, spliff, reefer, the bad, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui Maui, the method, pop, lethal, turbo, Thai, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
My dog. Woo!
Yeah.
Ooh, that's Larson. It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's TS.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on Adobe Radio. We're live tonight on this Monday night. It is, I'll say it off the bat, it is June 8th, 2026. The Knicks. Do I want to know?
I don't know. I turned it off.
Let us not talk about it for another hour. If you're here with us now, we are live. It's game 3. If you're listening to this in the future, maybe that means nothing. But for right now, we're excited. It's playoff season and all that good stuff. And the nerds are here together live on Adobe. Listen to Adobe all of the time. We're a great group of folks. We're just, if I do say so myself, we're doing good things for the world. And we I think, when history looks back on us, we will be looked back on kindly.
Yes, history will judge Adobe favorably.
I think so. We'll be on the right side of history, I believe. And I mean that.
Always.
And we've been doing, you can find us everywhere. Just search Cool Nerd Weed Show. We have fun doing this. We really, we do this as a therapy for ourselves, but we just like to talk about the goings on of weed and where we are today and where we come from. Also, I think it's important we talk about that just from the perspective of people who know and who feel strongly about cannabis and the cannabis lifestyle. You know what I mean? That's what the Cool Nerd Weed Show is. Look out for our zine.
That's what we stand for. We stand for truth, justice, and the cannabis way. And that's where we have been for the last 10 years.
Yes, we started this show we really did start it because of it going recreational or adult use in California. In California. That was why we started, because we were like, this is going to be crazy. People need to understand what's coming. And this was really at the height of weed was going to save everybody's lives. And it still is, but for some reason it's a MAGA indicator. There's mad reefer madness here and there, but weed is stronger. And I think that whole time it was a good time to do the show that we were going to do, because then followed a bunch of cannabis influencers, which we're not, you could call us that, I guess. But I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
We're cannabis legalization and historians.
Ooh,
enthusiasts. Yes.
Cannabis historians. Yeah, or cannabis. What do you call it when you want to we
archival.
Yes.
Archivalists.
We are cannabis archivalists. And we are. That is who we are. And
we're here.
We take it very seriously. We are here. We're live, and we will continue to be as long as we possibly can. We thank Adobe for giving us the space to do this. Truly, it's because of you that we are so we're held accountable and we're consistent, and you help us in every way, and we appreciate you. Find Adobe. The free Adobe app is pretty lit, and the podcast section is right there, and you can find us everywhere. We're live streaming. We did a little pre-show stream. I took some edibles during halftime. I finished up my Coast 5 THCV, 5 CBD, and 5 THC.
Oh, okay. I love that
I
combination.
took a bunch of them. Yeah. Well, not 3 or 4.
I mean, that's a low dose for you. I was like, I'd be surprised if you had taken one. Just
well,
one.
with the THCVs and the CBGs, I try to limit myself to like under 4. You know.
So so that would be 20.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah,
so it's like a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the V,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I mean, just for me, like 10 of
is.
THCV is like really, like it really gets me going.
Yeah, same. So, I mean, I took a bunch because it's late here on the East Coast. I'm gonna be okay, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend taking really more than that. I like them. I think it's pretty cool. We'll talk about that more later in the show, Z, right? Right.
Yeah.
We are talking about 10 years first, right?
10 years of nerddom.
Because we started when it was going legal, was what I said so long ago. Yeah, that's when we were giving it the old, let's do this thing. And we did. We started in a garage of my living room. and then it was like pretty cool. Like technology was pretty catching up during COVID because we did go into the Adobe studios. We love those studios. And we did our show religiously. When we could go live, I was like, this is awesome. And we started to go live. I do love that. And we talked about Prop 64 a lot, which is the bill in California where it became adult use. And it's been 10 years of voter approved cannabis legalization. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's wild. That is wild. It's been 10 years that Prop 64 has passed in California, and we've seen how cannabis has grown and improved. And this is actually like, I found this this is Governor Gavin Newsom's government website touting the successes of the voter approved legalization in California. And we can debate the successes.
I think we should.
And we will.
I beg of you. Because yes, while it seemed very glittery and sparkly, and this article does make it look like that, we said this when we started the podcast also, we urged, and we said this at the dispensary we worked at when the people came in and said, what would you do? And we said very clearly what we thought, because legislation for cannabis has to be very specific and it has to have the right cornerstones of a good legislation. And I believe it needed some tweaking, and I believe that the market has shown that is true. No bill, I guess, is perfect. I don't know. The government's weird.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
so there's things to tweak and work on. But this was done in such a way where if you listen to us 10 years ago, you can hear us talk about what we felt like was going to happen. And then it did. In not a great way. So we'll kind of go down this article and then we'll give our pros and cons. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Let's should we start with like the social equity aspects of it all?
Yes.
Okay. So, according to this government website, the California Department of Justice has cleared 200,000, over 200,000, 215,000 cannabis related records have been cleared or reduced statewide, which is great.
It's
I don't know
great.
how many. I don't know how many still exist, but 200,000 is a good number. I don't know. For fucking 10 years, I feel like that number should be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and it took a long time. I remember it being well into legalization that they were even beginning to, what do you call it, apply social equity and
Oh yeah, we were giving
expunge.
people, we were like directing people to the websites and the government agencies and other like lawyers that were working pro bono to help
Mhm.
somebody who had cannabis convictions on their records.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like it was a while. But it did eventually happen, and a bunch of records have been cleared or reduced, and if you have benefited from that, then that's awesome. It does feel like it should be higher, but I guess anything is something. So that's the thumbs up, right? Or the thumbs in the middle.
Yeah, I mean it's still a win. I mean,
Yeah,
the wheels of justice turn slowly, so California will keep going, and if you have convictions and uh, issues in your record, you could still apply to have those expunged and removed from your record.
yes, and do that, please. Work with who you can. It's worth doing while you can do it, because it's something that doesn't come along often, and that's something that's important whenever your state, if you are in a state that's not legalized yet, that's something you got to look for is records being expunged and people who have been directly affected able to open up businesses of their own. And that was really nice to see here on the East Coast. Chicago was really good about Illinois. I think was really good about that.
Yeah, Illinois was great. Maryland,
Maryland
Governor
was
of
great.
Maryland, did massive sweeping efforts to expunge records and
Right
get people's
away.
names cleared. Yeah.
They had like a framework. California, when it went like recreational, it really felt like there was no framework. It felt like they were just like, have at it, folks, because big money is coming in from the Wall Street. And it was like, no, like there was so much regulation, yet no like organization for it yet. Metric didn't come until hella months later.
Like the rollout was a little bit messy.
A little bit. It was like 2 years of mess because I was there.
It was.
And then I left, and then you were still there, and it didn't seem like it got better for a minute. Now it's well-oiled mostly, but I remember hand counting inventory and in an insane way. Like everything felt very frantic for like a year and change.
Yeah.
In my experience.
Metric is coming. You can't do this. You can't do that. We need to clear these products out. Can we even have these products in here? Well, who the fuck's going to know because there's no metric in here? So can we continue selling them? And there were so many questions. So it was messy. It was fucking messy.
Metric wasn't even like a thought at first. I mean, it wasn't even like
no. Yeah.
Metric. Like as I was like leaving, that's when it was slowly going out to, and that's when like dispensaries started getting bought by bigger companies, and that is something that we saw. I suppose we'll get to that. So yes, thumbs up kind of with social equity. Could be better, I think, but at least it's something.
It is something. It could always be better, and it's a work in progress. So
yes.
But let's see what other sort of positives came through. in this framework of legalization that is Prop 64. Product testing, safety standards.
Yes, in theory.
There was, yes. Um,
I really
you know,
was about that life for a long time. I was like, this is great. This is great. And I still do stand by that. I love, like, more information is better. But when you have corrupt big brands kind of like fucking with the standards or skirting around regulations, there was only a few bad apples, I suppose. But there was like that one year where there was hella brands that were not safe and for some reason
yeah,
were on shelves.
we were happy that there were some testing regulations in place
Yeah.
for your vapes, for your flour, for your edibles,
Especially for vapes.
but there were some bad players in the laboratory market and manufacturing side, and I guess all angles, which they're getting weeded out now. Like the
That's
bad,
good.
you can lose your license for like falsifying test results in the lab world and THC and falsifying, like passing products that tested dirty as if they tested clean, or dumping them into another market. That's a whole nother thing. So those things are after 10 years, those things are sorting themselves out. Like labs have lost their licenses. So we like to think that tested products are clean as we're saying that they are clean.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep. I mean, sure. Yes. I 100% would hope. I do think it is getting better. I think it was pretty rough there for a minute, and I was feeling discouraged about the big weed companies. We don't have to name names, but they are names that got bigger during the beginning of legalization. And I think what I'm about to say next, like the other thing that they're bragging about on the website, the licenses, that was such a thing. God, if I never saw or thought of the word cultivation tax again, like that put so many people out, you know, that it was so expensive to get a provisional license, to deal with the taxes, deal with everything that it takes to open up a dispensary. And people who had cannabis businesses before, during Prop D and 215, they weren't able to do that. Just, they couldn't. It was just so many monies and hoops to jump through that a lot of people just kind of went away or left the state. That was like, I feel like a result of the licenses and maybe testing too.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that was something that we saw and that made us sad.
Yeah, that made us sad because I mean a lot of like the legacy operators the products that we really loved, like they were having trouble getting funding for licensing fees and facilities that were approved. You know, you had to have very deep pockets to be able to afford a license, not only because you needed all of these things in place. Like you needed a lease, and you needed your manufacturing, and you needed all of these brick and mortar pieces to your business to be in play when you were applying for your license. So it's not easy to set that up before you can actually manufacture or have monies coming in. It's nearly fucking impossible to like have that infrastructure in place before you apply for a license, and then have the money to apply for the license, and then wait for approval of this license, all while waiting on rents and gear, and it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not even get approval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And I guess during these years, there were a couple bills. One did get rid of cultivation tax. And there was going to be an increase in state excise tax, which is insane. But I guess Gavin Newsom was like, no, not this time. And it didn't go through. So thank you, I guess, for something ridiculous that was ridiculous to begin with.
That actually went through for like 45 days. We actually had to increase the excise tax and then roll it back.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. You change all the fucking rules mid-game. How are we supposed to operate? How's anybody supposed to operate in the cannabis sphere when you are constantly changing the rules of play?
Yeah, you're setting it up for failure. That's a silly thing to do with something that clearly there's a market for, and if done right and well, could be great. So I feel like that really like muddied things up, was like the amount of money that it took to start and then just like get everything through the red tape, really. But it's the Tax and Fee Administration since 2018 has collected more than $7 billion in cannabis tax revenue. Shit.
What?
Those streets better be paved in gold. Research, enforcement, and community programs. What does enforcement mean? The cops? Tax revenue is going towards the cop.
Yeah, it was some of the cannabis tax money was supposed to go towards enforcing actions against illicit cannabis businesses and grows.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, where's that money going? Because the illicit market is thriving.
Yeah. Well, because everything's so expensive. That's why nobody can afford it, and everybody wonders why. And that's like more, they're bragging a lot about that on this website, which is like, obviously, don't do illegal things. We hate illegal things, but like,
yeah, they do brag about all the illicit cannabis that they have eradicated, and the money and the firearms and whatnot that they have confiscated. But this part is questionable on this government website, like investing in the communities part of it.
yeah,
I really want to know where all this money really went. Because according to this government website, that the part of the tax money goes to, there's hundreds of millions of dollars have been redirected to local governments to help support environmental protections, restoration efforts, people that have been growing illegally in national parks. Some of those money's supposed to go for that, public safety, fire protection, community reinvestment programs. Like, I don't know, man, start the, what was the, when you go play basketball, like midnight basketball. Where's the money for midnight basketball?
Rec centers
and
stuff.
Youth programs and all of the other things that this cannabis money is supposed to be invested back into the community.
I mean, I haven't heard one word about it doing that,
No.
And you would,
not seeing the results of it.
No.
Or even touting where it is. It's nobody's saying this midnight basketball program is sponsored by your cannabis tax dollars. And I'm stuck on midnight basketball.
Well, yeah, understandably so. I agree. I think I've always wanted to know where the taxes are going. Where was I? Somewhere recently, and God, unless this was in my dreams, but I do
For
feel
sure.
like a lot of it is a bunch of malarkey. You know, I mean, just like all taxes, really. I mean, California is something else with their with taxes. There's a lot of taxes in the California, and cannabis is one of the things that I guess, like Governor Newsom is saying, he kind of helped with that, but the damage is done. It's so done, and that is reflected through the market in California, which sucks to say. It sucks to say that. But if you're in the traditional market, then I bet you are going to have a good Christmas. So they say that they have helped protect the environment. Oh,
Yes,
from
they do.
cultivations. I mean, okay, yes, sure, yes, illicit cultivations. I hope that. I mean, there are supposed to be regulations and standards for legal grows and stuff.
Yeah, they were finding a lot of illicit cultivations in the desert, and then
And that was
up
rough.
north. And
Yeah, for the
there was a lot.
environments.
Yeah, I mean, these people are polluting the environment. They're not following any EPA. I mean, they're using crazy pesticides too,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't care about water runoff and environmental damage.
No. So, all in all, great. Like the last 10 years, what panned out is what we pretty much thought, right?
Yeah. I think we were right about just about everything.
Well, we have many shows titled "The Nerds Write About Everything," but our Nerdstradamus predicts. We always said that the taxes were gonna eventually mess up, and that ultimately is the demise of a lot of businesses still in California and the traditional market. If people are counting anything or quantifying anything that has to do with weed, and you're talking about California, you have to factor in the traditional market, so much so that they put a bill on the ballot, which we'll talk about later, that has to do with actually recognizing the illegal or the traditional market as almost kind of legit in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this California measure CB is fucking wild, and we'll get into that later, but it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Actually,
So 10 years, and that's what we get. 10 years of wondering, what it's going to be, and kind of it being really grateful that it's legal and accessible and all of that stuff like that. We are forever happy and grateful for. We wouldn't trade it in for the world. But 10 years of learning and changing and adapting and helping and producing, and yet still it's the traditional market. That, I don't know why that sends me sometimes. Just this is what we've learned in 10 years. Okay, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about diabetes. We'll be right back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show with TS and Sasha. Don't panic. It's organic.
We're back.
we're back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's TS.
And that's Sasha.
We're live on Adobe Radio, like we always are. Oh, man. 10 years. 10 years of doing a decade of podcasting. And we will do it until our last fucking breath. Like, you bet your life. We love
100 years.
Cool Nerd Weed Show 100 years. Adobe 100 years. Thank you, Adobe, for being so titties. We love you so much. Truly, madly, deeply. But we are live. And we have been talking about... Oh, I did want to talk about what I was smoking, though. I swear to God, we're going to talk about what we're talking about in 1 second.
You
I
smoking,
am.
Sasha?
Well, I was going to try to do my puff coat that I was doing before, but it ran out of battery like I knew it would.
Same. So did
And
mine.
for just quick purposes, which I never get pre-rolls, but sometimes when I'm like elsewhere, I just need a quick thing, when I don't know where my next fix is going to be. And I ordered these from that dispensary that has like really good stuff by me, Nile. They're
Okay.
dog walkers. Dog walkers.
Dog walker brand dog walkers.
Dog walker brand dog walkers. And I have to say, I'm not mad at this. I've had some recent pre-rolls that have been garbage, just we know pre-rolls can be. But these particular ones are infused. So I was trying to like really
Like streamline your smoking. What is
Yes.
what's it infused with, Sasha?
I don't fucking know. I don't even think it's a strain, man. It is. It's called Show Dog, I think, or no. Or it
Best
says
in
sit.
show.
It's
Like-
indica
like
and it says
Woody?
sit. So I have literally no idea. But I'll look for you. I bet the internet will know. Damn, I thought I wrote everything down. That's a good question. I always try to prepare for your questions.
Show
But
dog.
they
Like
were
Rudy.
but they do the trick and they taste pretty okay.
I mean, that's what you want. If you're gonna do a dog walker, you need to get there while you're walking your dog. So it's a little shorty, little
Yeah.
short pre-roll,
Little cutie.
and they might as well be infused. So on your quick little dog walk, you can
Exactly.
get as lit as possible.
Yes. And every purchase of dog walkers proceeds go towards animals in need.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wonderful. We love that. I love animals. And I would like to give to them. So great.
Any president that doesn't have a dog, I don't trust them.
Dogs hate Donald Trump. They hate him.
Yeah,
They,
I'm
like,
sure
growl
because
at
he
him 'cause
smells
he's
like
a
fucking
POS.
poo.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's grody.
And he doesn't have dog treats. There's no dog treats in the White House.
No. He doesn't even. No. But all of that said, we're going to talk about diabetes, please. Oh, unless you want to talk about what you're smoking.
What am I smoking? Oh, I just pulled this out because I was feeling nostalgic, and it's called it's the Wizard Tree New Yorker
Ooh.
because it was
Wow.
that sour diesel and LCG that we really didn't like when we tried it, but it's been sitting for a couple of days and fermenting and curing, as they say, and it's not bad. It just didn't hit on the notes that we had expected it to with being a sour diesel.
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm picky. I am.
No, it's I agree. It did not hit on those notes, but I didn't want it to go to waste, and because we
Good.
were watching the Knicks, I wanted
Yes.
to smoke the rest of the New Yorker.
Well, great. I'm sorry that you're disappointed by all things New York today. But good news. So we really have been talking about this is about THCV basically, right?
Yes.
So there was a study last month that was released. Now this is, I didn't know it was going to do all that. THCV is a cannabinoid that you'll see a lot in edibles right now. They also do it in vapes, right?
Yeah, it's been increasingly popular in vapes.
That's crazy. I'd like to
Yeah.
try one. Did I try one?
Yeah, I don't okay. So, we did see the THCV vapes with the Suicide Girl vapes.
Oh,
back
that's
in
right.
the
They
day.
did do that. They did do those. Those were good.
They did. They were good. They were like decreased appetite,
I don't know
satisfied,
if it did all of
energy,
that, but
energy
it
up.
was energetic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was energetic, and everybody's been saying it's the diet weed,
Well, true.
but
Like with when I take them, it does help with munchies
yeah,
because. Sorry, go ahead.
I have some here. I've got my Lost Farms. It's 10 THC, 5 THCV, and they do help. They
They
do
do.
help.
They're good. And anything else, you know, build up a tolerance, I'm sure. But I don't take them every day. I really do take them when I need a little bit of a jolt. It is like caffeine esque, but also I do enjoy these. Have which I do like this combo CBD in them as well.
Yeah,
So
I
that
haven't
I
had
think
that.
is importante.
I haven't had that combination yet. And like all of these cannabinoids, like every company, like every is doing them different ratios. They're adding other cannabinoids to them, and like the main advantage of THCV over THC is that THCV is not psychoactive, but the THCV decreases your appetite, regulates energy metabolism, and it could be, and they're sort of finding that it might be a useful remedy for weight loss and management of obesity and type 2 diabetes.
Well,
In
you know
type
what's
2
interesting?
diabetes.
To me, I find this interesting for a lot of reasons, but of all the GLP-1s of it all, it must be difficult to be on GLP-1s and be a stoner. I feel like that I would have trouble with that because I do, of course, it's just something that happens. And I do think that that is a lot of the reason why you'll find there's these like random studies that'll come out that'll be like, oh, it's bad for your heart or it's bad for your blood pressure because you're not realizing you're eating so much sodium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get blind munchies and my Aura Ring's always like, did you eat late at night? And I'm like, again, yes.
Of course.
I was absolutely having fucking Fruity Pebbles at 1 a.m. and I do it again.
My ring has been yelling at me.
She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke weed," and I'll put like CBD as my tag or whatever. But it's true. I'm sure. I mean, we're not scientists, but the study is interesting. It was done on the Mises, and the mice were little thick bays, and they gave them some oil. And like the mice became fucking Popeye the Sailor Man. They were like doing backflips. It like helped their like metabolic function. And there are more qualified people to tell you like the chemical reasons why. But it is interesting to me that like, because that is something that they talk about when you express interest in GLP-1s. Like if you smoke weed, just understand that there's a part of you like you'll get sick, you know what I mean, if you overeat, and that's a difficult thing to control because I'm sure there's a chemical reason my sugar feels like it's spiking, or I feel like I'm ravenous, receptors and all that stuff, which helps for some, you know what I mean, if you're going through chemo or you are struggling with eating because you're taking a medication that stifles your appetite. So good. You know what I mean, like the best. But if you particularly if diabetes is something that you are on the borderline of, or you're afraid to get it, you feel like you are walking the line, or you're on any sort of GLP-1, this might be a good munchies or a good, thing to consume without having fear of undoing anything. It's interesting. Because you wouldn't think.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew that THCV would actually could possibly curb your appetite? and you still get all of the beneficialness of cannabis.
Yes, the technical term. It also, again, I think it's worth noting that we also have been saying that the entourage effect is so important. You know, you do need other things to make this work. You know, so like it comes from the intoxicating part, but it doesn't have to be intoxicating. It's just, it is something that does something though. I always say that about even like CBD or even the non quote unquote intoxicating things. I'm like, whatever relief you feel is something, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe not like you're not like Inagata Devita, but you're
Like
you're
you-
experiencing something.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so you don't feel that high that everybody talks about, but you feel relief from your symptoms,
Right.
and that's it right there. When something's actually helping you out, you're not going to get that fuzzy high feeling that you want in a recreational fucking.
No, but if you want,
Faculty.
you know, if you are working on not getting diabetes and this could actually help that, then I think that's good. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool if true. That
Yeah,
you might be able to.
more research is needed, and we're just learning that, like we were saying earlier, like all of these various combinations of cannabinoids, we were only unlocking cannabis's full potential. And you know, they may find that ratio, like one of these companies is going to unlock that secret ratio of every single compound of THC, THCV, all the cannabinoids, and which one is going to unlock, and that combination will be beneficial for every ailment of the human condition. And we will eventually get there.
Sure will. We sure will. We're gonna take a break. But that's exciting stuff, and you're right. It's a big freaking deal that we're discovering stuff about. And you know, everybody's cautious. Everybody wants to be like, "No, you never know. It's like how long to go." And all the doctors are saying that, and the chemists and the scientists. But it's neat to find stuff out, and it's slow because it's cannabis. But we are finding cool stuff out, stuff that we knew, which is crazy. 10 years ago, we knew this, but hey, literally better late than never. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with our final Huff Puff.
The nerds will be right back. It's never too late to join the sesh.
Pass that here.
The final Huff and Puff with TS and Sasha.
And we're back.
We're back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's yes.
And that's Sasha.
And we're live on Adobe Radio. It is time for our final Huff and Puff, which is about, wow, today's really a California themed show. It's about California, who just had a big election in this year and month, 2026 in June. And it was just top to bottom, bunch of things to vote on. And all of a sudden, in the midst of a fucking 78,000 person governor race, they like slipped in, like the little fucking perverts that they are, this cannabis bill that like, I was like, TS and I literally do this every single week and have been for 10 years. Where the fuck did this come from? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't know about it, right?
No.
That's insane to me. You know, maybe I'm really out of touch, but I'm not. I'm not out of touch. I do this. Like, I do this. I know ball. I know what's going on.
It was crazy. On the California ballot in Los Angeles, Measure CB was on the ballot, and a lot of people came in the day after, and they're like, same thing. Nobody, even in the cannabis community, knew what the fuck this was about. So Measure CB, people came in and they were like, "Did you see this on the ballot?" And nobody knew what the fuck it meant. Well, basically, okay, so Measure CB in Los Angeles passed by 70 fucking percent.
What?
70% of the people voted for this, and I understand why they did, and we'll break it down for
Okay,
you.
tell me.
It was this measure applies to marijuana tax to unlicensed marijuana businesses. So basically, any of the unlicensed businesses that sell cannabis in Los Angeles are subjected to the cannabis tax, which is 10% on cannabis sales, 5% medical tax, 2% manufacturing, cultivation, and other commercialization, 1% on testing and research. So they are trying to tax the unregulated and unlicensed shops in Los Angeles, or they're trying to get those businesses to pay their taxes as if they're legitimate cannabis businesses. Well, we were just fucking talking about.
Do you know what's so funny? Sorry. You were
No,
just
no,
about
just
to go on
what?
a rant and I just like cut you off in the balls and I'm so sorry. But
Just
we
one
literally
thing.
did. No, cross your fingers. I have to say this.
Okay.
We talked about this. We talked about what was on the ballot for weed. What, 3 weeks ago when we did the live show with It's News to Us,
Yes.
Mood Killers, and we did not know about this. We were doing deep dives into the news.
Totally.
Okay, go ahead. Did you remember? Please tell me. You crossed your fingers, right?
Yes.
It worked.
Yes. So we were just talking about how the tax dollars that have been generated through cannabis to this point over the last fucking 10 years were supposed to be, some of it was supposed to be dedicated to shutting down the illicit market.
Yeah, billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars. Yeah. The government's touting billions of dollars dedicated to eradicating the illicit market. Well, that hasn't fucking happened. And then this Measure CB gets on the fucking bill, and all of you fucking people voted for it. 70% of you fucking idiots voted for this.
Well, my
because you just
husband's one of
thought-
those idiots. He didn't know. So I'm going to go tell him he said. They're not idiots. That's the thing.
No,
This
they're not.
was not presented in a fair
No, not
way.
at all.
Not
I
at all.
apologize for my idiot comment.
You know, you were on a rant and then you wonder why I interrupted you. No, I'm just kidding. You were on a tear. Rightly so. How they did this is so sneaky leaky. And I didn't know. I honestly, like anything related to tax, I was just like, no. Like, I don't even know if it was good or bad. I was like, you fucking put anything with tax in its name on this ballot, I'm going to be angry. And I'm even angry at what is even happening. I'm angry at everything, truly. But
Anger is a gift.
tried to hashtag anger is a gift. I tried to think about it and was like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I was, A of all, you are like bragging about how you really cleaned it up there with that illicit industry, with all the guns and shit and all the properties that you seized and all the people you put out of work and probably, you know, tore up families and did the wrong shit. Great, good for you. Then why are you basically legitimizing it by taxing them? Right? If you're like, you don't exist anymore,
Yeah.
but like, so lies, first of all. And then B of all, like, am I like misreading this? That's just crazy to me. How are they even going to do this?
Yeah. How are they going to enforce this on the illicit market?
Who's the accounting? Who's in accounting for the fucking plug, bro?
So let's just say that we, the Cool Nerd Weed Show, we rent a building somewhere on Hollywood Boulevard, and suddenly we open and it's the Cool Nerd Weed Shop.
Nice.
And we don't have any fucking permits and we don't have anything, but as long as we
The fuck?
pay our fucking taxes on the goods that we sell, we'll be totally fucking legitimate business people. And we bypassed all of the process of being legit, paying our money, paying our licensing fees, paying our legal fees. It's a fucking slap in the face to Prop 64 and anybody that like was trying to follow the fucking rules that you gave us. And it brings us back to changing the fucking goddamn game when we're playing it for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And okay, the whole entire 10 years has been the uprooting of a business model that quite frankly worked, but I understand things have to change and whatever, but you spend 10 years doing that and like shoving that down everybody's throat and making people lose their businesses and houses and move out of state and work in places that don't align with who they are. And then you are just like, okay, as you were, but now you have to pay taxes. Nobody understands even why that's bad. Nobody does. Nobody understands that. They don't. They're just like, yeah, they should be. They're just paying the taxes too. Like what? Like what? That is equivalent to me of they're not here legally. Let us detain them. That is like the equivalent of that to me. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a punishment.
Yeah.
For everybody. The unlicensed folks who are now having to pay into the government when they were just fucking providing a service that the reason why wasn't being frequented is because of the government. It's too fucking expensive and not even great sometimes. So fuck that measure. Fuck the government so much.
It's fucking infuriating.
Also,
fuck Donald Trump. Fuck ICE. Fuck Spencer Pratt. Go Knicks.
Yeah, go Knicks. Get out of LA. And
don't panic.
It's organic.
Give it up for Adobe, everybody.